Hey guys, this is Ali. In our previous video, we have talked about some of the basics, what kind of PC we need to build this lab, and their hardware, minimum hardware, and the hardware must support the virtualization. If you are confused that whether your hardware support virtualization or not, you can go to different reviews, online reviews, to find out. Uh, that whether it support virtualization or not, or you can download any software like Securable to show whether your hardware support virtualization or not. And you need at least 16 gig of memory to run some basic VM 5 or 6 at up to 8, depend on your needs how much VMs you will run. So based on that, in virtualization, memory is the king, so you must have sufficient memory to run your virtualization setup on a single PC. Right now we are going to do our actual work. I have already downloaded Vmware Workstation and install it. You can download it from VMware site or any other site. And the second software I downloaded is GNS3, this version from the GNS3 website, or you can download from Softpedia or CNET. So in order to take less time, I have already configured just basic thing. After installation the VMware Workstation, you will get this screen and virtual network editors. You will have some other subnets here, but I have configured it based on my needs. The VMnet 0, I bridge it to my host physical adapter, and this VNet 1 and VNet 2 are here in. Let me show you. If you go to the network sharing center here, this is VMnet 1. I have choose it for my storage network, and this is VMnet 8. I have choose it for my VM access port groups, where the VM will work on this subnets. I have done nothing extra, just rename these and rename my physical network card on my host box to this name physical. That's all the configuration I have done. And you have to understand this, that for the first time when you come here it will be NAT or it will be with other configuration, so we need to change it to host only. So if you choose this option for private network, with this option, a host virtual adapter to this network, you can see this adapter over here. If you don't choose those options, you won't be able to see this the adapter here. So this is important, you check those boxes because we will need these two adapters in our GNS tree to interlink our these adapters with the routers. So far this is the all overall configuration. So let's go to our guidelines. What we are going to do in this, we need to decide management network, where our ESX host and the main will have a management network to communicate with the AD and the SQL server. There will be no other traffic except the management traffic. And the other one, you need a storage subnet. This will be purely used for the storage traffic. You want to backup, snapshot, or other things, recovering, those kind of options when you are going to connect with your filer or storage. So you need another subnet for that. And for the VMs on the ESX host, you need another subnet that will the VMs will communicate with each other on that subnet, and there will be no traffic for storage or management network on that particular subnet, because we are using totally different subnets. And to in order the VM communicate with the storage, we will do routing for that, and for that we will need the GNS3 software. So I have already defined the scope of the network for the for the ESX, for the virtualization path, and we have renamed our NICs network cards here, and we have did some basic configuration here. That's all the things we need right now. uh, After you have configured that, you need to define your uh, the router subnets, that because to interlink or to make a communication route between your VM storage and all those things, you need routing subnets too. So we are going to do the we are going to configure the routers with these subnets, and we will as we have three subnets, so we at least need three routers to do all those work. And we also need to configure the default gateways on each router. For routing, you can either use a routing protocol like RIP version 2 or rep version 1, whatever suit you best, or even you can use the static route because it's just three routers, so that's not really a big issue. Or we don't have to use OSPF or EIGRP or any other routing protocol, because they they are very CPU intensive, and we just have three routers, so they should be fine. After we do all the configuration, then we will check the communication of each host. So let's get started. So let's put together our GNS3 lab first, as we have all the configuration here for our Vmware Workstation. Let me minimize this and this, and let's go to our GNS3. For GNS3, there are a lot of videos you can check how to configure a GNS3, and you need an IOS for that to get a router and get started here. So let me take my routers. Alright, we will need a cloud. I think this one is better. So right now I got my tools. Let me configure the routers one by one. I need at least 256 as for a speed, and okay, I need let's take a switching module. Okay, I'm done with this one. Let's configure this one. I don't need that much, but it's always great to have more than you need. Now, we already take clouds here. Let's, for the sake of easiness, let's put it here. Okay, seems good. Now need to configure this one. First, before configure this, I want to take my router. uh, this is my management network, so I put 192.168.0.0 as per plan. Okay, I put it here. Alright. um, my storage 1.0. uh, hold on. Sorry for this hassle. I think it should be here. Looks more good. It's my storage one. And this one is my VM access 168.3.0. So now this is actually the subnets which the virtualization will be using to communicate with each other. Now we need to take out subnets for the routers. So this should be 10.0.0.0 slash whatever. We only need 2 IP slash 30 actually. So this one will be 20.0.0.0. On this one will be 30. Alright, so that's it. This subnets. Now I'm defining IPs, so I want .1 here, 20.0.0.1, and 20.0.0.2 here. So alright, okay, and need to define my gateway 192.168.0.254. Or what we do, we just put 254. Excuse me. uh, okay, that 254, we take that 254 here. Alright, so now the connections, we are going to configure our clouds. This is our physical one. So this one is the physical subnet 192.168.0.0. Click 8, apply. Okay, this one is 1.0. It's good to rename your network card so you can recognize it here easily. Now we configure this one. Apply. Okay, now connections. To 0 to 0 to 0. Alright, all gateway will be connected to 0. Now here 01 to 01, 02 to 02, and this one is 03 to 03. So that's our connection. Now let's power on our routers to configure them. So what we do, we first power up this router. Alright, so let's power on these as well. So when we come to these routers, these are already up, and let's try to configure this one. Alright, so we have that much interfaces, 16. Okay, what we do first, we rename the host. Alright, so we rename our network. Okay, now we check. First of all, we configure the interfaces. So in order to configure the interfaces, we need to highlight it. The wrong place. Alright, so this is our network code actually. Let's rename this. um, this one is VM access 168.3.0. This is storage 168.1.0, and this one is our physical 168.0.0. That's it. Okay, looks a bit okay now. So let's configure the interfaces. So my interface, alright, configure the interface. First I configure the interface between router 1 and router 2. Is slash 30. Okay, so it's L2. So what we do no switch port. Then we give IP address 10.0.0.1 255.255.252. No shutdown. Exact. Interface FA0/0. IP address 192. This is our gateway, alright? 254. No switch port. No shutdown. Exact. Up, up, up. Alright. Now I have to configure the interface between R1 and R2, R3. FA0/1. no switch port, IP address 20.0.0.1, no shutdown, exit, copy and start. Alright, so let's check what's going on. Okay, all the three interfaces are up, which we have configured. Let's go to R2. Already configure. So let's check here. So show IP interface brief. Alright, so what we do, we configure the link between R2 and R1. Phase 0/2, no switch port, IP address 10.0.0.2, interface if a 0/3 between R2 and R3, IP address 30.0.0.2, no shutdown, interface if a 0/0, which is our gateway, IP address 192.168.1.254. No shutdown, exit, copy and start. Show IP interface brief. Which one is down? Okay, we didn't assign that one, so that's fine. We are good. All the three interfaces are up. So let's go to router 3. Let's go for configuration straight away. So interface if a 0/3 between router R3 and R2, we configure that. No switch port, no switch port. IP address 30.0.0.1, no shutdown, exit. If a 0/1, alright. So now we configure the interface between R3 and R1. Interface if a 0/1, no switch port, IP address 20.0.0.2, no shutdown, exit. Interface if a 0/0, which is our gateway here, and the network is 3.0. We haven't rename this host as well, so we will do that. Switch port, no switch port, IP address 192.168.3.0.254, excuse me, 255.252, no shutdown, exec. Let's change the host name so we easily recognize it. Exec, copy and start. Show IP interface brief. Alright, seems to be okay. All the three interfaces are up. So let's try ping the direct connected interfaces uh, from R1. So let's check uh, ping that 2. Okay, the one is dropped because there is no ARP or no entry. The first time when you ping any router or switch, you will give one packet drop. So ping 20.0.0.2. Alright, great. Okay, let's check the from R2. Ping 30.0.0.2. This is our, I think it's ham cell, that's why it's so fast. So let's try that one, which is R3. Okay, cool. Ping 10.0.0.1. Cool. Alright, I think everything is good here, and let's start doing routing. But since I think I won't be able because of the time limit on YouTube, but let me configure fast. So what we need to do right now, we have to configure the routing. So we start on R1, this configure routing here, and I will be using version 2. So router RIP version 2, direct connected network is 192.168.0.0, network 10.0.0.0, network 20.0.0.0. Good. Alright. This real fast. Okay, let's do it on R2. Configure 2, router RIP, version 2, directly connected network 192.168.1.0, network 10.0.0.0, network 30.0, exact. Alright, 191.30 and 10. Cool. Copy, run. Excuse me. Show. Alright, hold on. We check that later. This configure this guy. Uh, router rip version 2, network 30.0.0 is R3, right? So dot 0, network 20.0.0.0, network 192.168.3.0, exact. Copy and start. Alright, alright. So let's try ping 10.0.0.1. Cool. Ping 192.168.0.254. Cool. So routing is working. Show IP route. Let's check how many networks it learned. 20. Okay, it's cool because it's between R1 and R2, and we are right now on R3. No, I think. Okay, let's check it later. So 10 network it learned 192.0.192.1, and 3 is directly connected to it. So I think on routing side we are good. So that's it for now. Let's check if we can configure it on the if we can ping anything there on our VMware workstation. So for that we need VMs over here. I cannot install a VM for you guys. As this is an infrastructure or networking kind of lab to configure the networking on a single PC. I cannot install ESXi, OpenFiler, or anything else, but I do have my own VM, so just for testing purpose I will take one of the VM from there and try to open it with the VMware Workstation. So I take my this VM open with VMware Workstation. Right now we have nothing here. So what we do, I will put my this VM on VMware Workstation here. It's already configured with an IP, but let me power it up. One thing to be noted, it will not start communication right away. Alright, so what you need to do, you have to power off the firewall on your host box. And the second thing, very important, nothing will work unless it got rebooted. Once it's rebooted, then it will work like a charm for everyone. Yo. Okay, so we are here right now. I tried to pause my video actually, but it didn't work. So sorry for that. An extra minute edit. I have power off my firewall, but after configuration I haven't rebooted my system, so I'm not sure whether it will work or not. So if it didn't work, I had to make another part 3 for this video. Okay, so let's ping 192.1. Let's do a IP config first. So this one is the management VM with 192.168.0.1 IP. So my default gateway is 0.2 192.168.0.254. So let me do a flash DNS first. 168.0.254. So you see it's working. Okay, and the reason it's working is because I have power off my firewall. Very very important note. And you have to let me ping this system from my physical host, which is right here. Alright, ping 192.168.0.1. It's working, guys. Alright, so you have to power off your firewall. You have to power off your firewall, and if your configuration is not working, you have to reboot, save all the settings and reboot the host system, because there's a new changes and everything. So the host, it's a nested virtualization, it take reboot sometimes to get it work. Thank you very much, guys, for watching, and if there is any question regarding this video, please drop me a question below in the question section. I will try to get back to you. At the end, I want to dedicate this video to my younger brother, Naveed Akbar. All the best, Naveed. Thank you very much. Bye, guys.